Hi and a very warm welcome to our garden. Today I'm going to be taking you on an early October garden tour. It's a little bit rainy this morning here, and that adds another dimension to the garden because it allows you to see the garden when it's not pristine and everything perfect and the flowers looking all perky. Everything is just literally as it is. It's been raining overnight. The first thing I want to show you, I'm really excited, is this gorgeous hydrangea. It's October, but yet the beautiful colours within this hydrangea just provides that amazing view from the kitchen. I look out at this. This is a really massive hydrangea. If we left it, it would grow a lot bigger than this. But I just love the colour within that. I love the various shades of pinks, and there's a little bit of red coming through there as well. It's a really nice one. But if you look through, you'll also notice the blue as well. And some white petals on there as well as they're beginning to fade. It's a really great bush this. This shrub's been in a lot of years. It's been in a long time before we came here, and it's, you know, it is truly amazing. Hydrangea Annabelle next to it, starting to go over now. As you can see, we're starting to turn a little bit brown. So she's great at first with these beautiful flowers, but then she goes over. Whereas my favourite is a traditional hydrangea there because it just does what it says on the tin. We did a video recently on how to dry hydrangea flowers for displays, and so we'll put the link on there because I think you'll find it really useful. Some of you that you like doing flower arranging and indoor displays and stuff like that. It's a really great video. But anyway, what I want to show you is this, but the sun is amazing at the minute, so it's a perfect time for it. We've had all that rain overnight, now the sun's come out. I just love that. I love the changes at this time of year. Autumn really is my favourite time of the year. It used to be summer growing up, and you know, being a younger person, it was always summer, but now at this time of life I love the autumn. I like the changes in the weather, I like the coolness. I think our summers are affecting, you know, the long hot summers, they seem to be affecting plants in so many ways, so I'm not a fan of that. I like heat, but not extreme heat, and this to me is perfect. You know, I'm out here in a shirt, it's October, and it's a little cool, but it's great. I can handle that, and the plants can handle it as well. And the garden, to be honest with you, I think is looking absolutely amazing. It's October, and there's still, as you can see, so much to enjoy. And that's the beauty of the garden that we've created, is that there's something for all seasons. There's something of interest throughout the year. And it's so easy to create. I know you're probably thinking, it's easy for you to say, but it's so easy to create that kind of garden. It just requires a little bit of thought. Now, over here, look at how this is still flowering. It's Persicaria, amplexicaulis, Alba. This was a little slow to start, but once it comes out, it has just taken over. It looks so nice. It's brightened up this space because it's white. White does that in a garden, it lifts it. If you've got a load of darker colours, the area tends to look darker, whereas this has really lifted the space. Also, if you look at the drift and how that drift works running through the other planting, it looks amazing. The flowers are beautiful, the bees are still enjoying it, and it just looks stunning. I'm really impressed with it. Persicaria is a really easy plant to grow. It wants to take over in many ways. So many of these varieties, they just want to just let rip. So if you're looking for something that's easy to plant, that fills a space, if you've got a space in your garden, say, you know, huge area, and you keep planting different things and it's just not doing it for you, Persicaria is a plant that you might want to consider. On one side, you have the Persicaria amplexicaulis Firetail, which has looked great throughout the summer, and it's starting to go over now. Still looking great, bees still enjoying it, as you can see. But this is a real thug. But sometimes combining the two, so you've got the Firetail there, and you've got the Alba there with the white. You know, it just provides you with that extra bit of interest. And I like the way that the Persicaria amplexicaulis Firetail is going over, and the Persicaria amplexicaulis Alba is still doing its thing. I really like that. If you look behind there, something we've been waiting for so long now, our monk's hood. Now, monk's hood is such a versatile plant. It's amazing. If you cannot grow delphiniums, for those of you that ever tried to grow delphiniums, you will find that the slugs just obliterate them. And because we have a garden that all creatures are welcome in it, you know, we don't use any kind of chemicals or anything that harms animals. Because the thing is, you know, sometimes you think you're dealing with one problem, but you're causing needless suffering of other creatures in the garden. Whereas if you just left things as they are, you know, the garden pretty much takes care of itself. And what we've done here is, instead of growing delphiniums, we wanted a similar kind of plant, and monk's hood is the closest that you're going to get to that. Digitalis is a great plant to grow earlier on in the season for May time, but for this time of year, you know, this is what you want to be doing, monk's hood. The flowers are beautiful. I like this variety. It's such a really gorgeous plant. The bees have been enjoying going through these. I will say something, it is a toxic plant. Certainly the roots are highly toxic, and the plant itself, I would wear gloves when you're dealing with that plant. And you know, you don't want to be touching it and then eating something or anything like that. Just a bit of a warning there. On to our Aster. This one is Aster Twilight. It's starting to go over, but as you can see, there's so many flowers still there as well, and the bees have been enjoying this. If you look at the seed heads as well, they are quite an interesting element. They add an interesting element to the space altogether. They just are fantastic. I love it. I love the fact that seed heads, if you just leave them to do the things, so as a plant goes over, you get the beauty of the flowers first of all, well, the buds firstly, then the flowers, then you get these amazing looking seed heads. And at this time of year, it's so nice to come out into the garden and just enjoy seed heads forming. It really is. And certainly as you go through into the winter, we have lots of perennials that we don't cut back. So what we do is we allow the seed heads to be there throughout the winter. And sometimes when you've got a frosty morning and you come outside and you're walking along with your drink, cup of tea or coffee, whatever you have, and you just look at the seed heads and enjoy the frost covering the seed heads. Truly amazing. Now, our Phlox paniculata Spätsommer. So Phlox paniculata Spätsommer, still flowering, looking truly stunning, and there's more buds. If you look through, I'm not going to climb onto the garden, but there's actually more buds about to burst open. This has been flowering since August, and we're now in October, and it's still doing its thing. It is scented. Phloxes are highly scented, and they're a great addition to the garden, but they're not something that you're going to notice the scent as you come out on a cool day like today, but they are still scented. Just behind there, we've got grasses running through, some amazing grasses. We've got our Eurybia anus, which has provided us with flowers all the way through the summer, right now into autumn. Eurybia anus is an annual, and so that means that it's only you have to re-sow it every year. A lot of seeds will go onto the ground here, and we will get lots of offspring, lots of little plants coming up next year. But what we do as well is Paul will grow some on just to make sure. This wasn't meant to be a permanent fix. I always thought it was part of Paul's plan with this part of the garden. It was not. That was just to fill in space. Okay, it was to fill in space. But now, having seen it, seen how well it's flowered, seen the bees enjoying themselves on it, and seen how much it's lifted the space and just adds so much beauty to this area, I think it's going to be something that we use in this space for some time to come, because I really like it. So Eurybia anus, and like I say, an annual that's well worth sowing. It's worth taking the time to do this each year, because look at that. We're in October. That's been flowering its head off throughout the summer. It stayed strong it's happy in the space, and it's doing its thing. It gives you that height as well. You know that I like my tallies, I like height, and that, well, to me, does it. It really does. Now, Sedum, Matrona, looking great. Bees and butterflies have been enjoying that. Absolutely amazing. Great sedum, this. Really is a great sedum. One of the things I like about it is not just the colour, but I like these big fleshy leaves as well. Sedum is a plant that can handle drought conditions. So it's one of those plants that you can grow if you're living in a part of the country, or certain areas where there's a lot of drought. You can grow this, and you know that it's going to be safe if it doesn't rain for a number of weeks. It's not a plant that needs a lot of moisture. It stores its moisture in these big fleshy leaves. The stems look beautiful as well. It's not my favourite sedum. My favourite sedum I'll show you later, but it's still a nice one. It's Paul's favourite. I've just noticed the spider's web there. You see, this is another thing that's beautiful about this time of year, when you see raindrops or morning dew on spider's webs amongst the planting. Adds another element to the garden, something more of interest. Now, we've got two grasses here that are looking truly stunning. We've got Molinia Banshee, and we've also got Edith Dudszus as well. So this is Molinia Banshee. Really nice, soft stems. I love these. I really do love this one. I like it because it's at the edge of the path, and as you walk past, you just brush past it. I love it. And Edith Dudszus she's just, because of the rain, she's had a bit of a, she's toppled a little bit, but she'll be fine. She looks grand. But I like these graceful stems. Really beautiful, graceful stems. I love that. Grasses in a garden are so important, especially when you've created this kind of space, which is prairie planting. I think you need those grasses as well to uplift things, and Paul's certainly done a really great design here. And who'd have thought that this garden that was planted earlier this year would look like this now? This looks like it's well established and that it's been here for a long time. That was the intention, but you never know what the thing is with plants. When we used to do garden design, you go into a client's garden, you're planting these plants, you don't know what's going to survive. It depends on the conditions, it depends on whether you go away from the client and they actually water the garden in the first place, because you can water stuff in, but as soon as you leave that client's property, you don't know whether they're going to continue watering it. If it's warm weather, plants die, and in this space everything has thrived. We've only lost one plant literally, and that was during the dryness of the summer, and I don't know what happened with that, but we did lose one plant, but that's it. That's pretty good going for this huge space on both sides of the garden that's being planted. What I want to focus on is the gorgeous Phlomis. Now you're probably thinking, Phlomis? Every time I see a garden tour, nothing is changing. Well, that's because you were right. It's spread, it's done its things, the leaves have got thick and they're looking rather, what should we say? I'll not say inviting, but they look great. They're doing really well. But next year, those beautiful spires will appear of the most stunning yellow flowers. And that's what we're waiting for. Phlomis is an amazing plant to have. You've got the low growing part, which is the foliage, and you might look at this and think, oh, it's all foliage and there's not much about it. But when those flowers come out next year, you're going to be really impressed, and I can't wait to show you them. It's one of those plants that you really should have in the garden, and it's one that doesn't like to be moved. So if I started next year to say, oh, I'm going to change, I'm going to take some out, I'm going to put it in another part of the garden, don't be surprised if it doesn't flower for the following year. It's like that, okay? It's a bit temperamental. So it needs time to get its feet under the table and get settled. But once it does, it provides you with such beautiful flowers. Let's see what else we can see along here. Our GM, and this is Princess Juliana, it is still flowering. To a point, got last few flowers on there. We're not going to get any more now. It's finished, it's gone over, but we've been lucky with this one, and I've really liked this variety. It's one that I wasn't familiar with until Paul actually bought it. So Princess Juliana, and it's one that's really taken hold, and it's just nice to see flowers on a GM now at this time of year. I like the way in recent weeks, and I'd say in the past 4 weeks, it's really spread. It's done its thing. The plants are filled out. We've been getting a lot of rain lately on occasions, and it's really started to fill out. So I'm really impressed with that. I've got over here our asters, and this one is Aster Calliope. Really, really great aster. It's waited till October to give its all, and there's still so many more buds to come out. This is going to be going all the way through October and into November. You can see all those buds just appearing. It's just amazing. I love this one. It's a really nice one. It's quite a tallie, and unfortunately it's gone a little bit bendy in places, but it'll be fine next year. It's just because they're young plants, and once it gets its feet under the table and starts to spread a bit, it'll be fine. Our Astrantia Roma, again, looking good. Gorgeous flowers, the seed heads. Looks really, really nice. I love this one. This is such a beautiful plant. It's provided us with so much joy over the summer, and Astrantia Roma is a really great one to try if you've not tried it. Alcamilla mollis, that had been cut back, has flowered again. This is something I've wanted to show you. I love the acid green flowers on Alcamilla mollis. Eventually these will spread throughout the whole area. You'll not see a patch of soil eventually. You're probably looking at it thinking, I've never grown that one before. But once you end up with it settled, it will just spread all over the place. To be honest with you, we'll have offspring in the gravel as well, in the slate path. Helianthus lemon queen is now at its perfect point. That is just impressive, and if you look at how many bees are just enjoying this plant, there's one there, he's just having some nectar, a nectar treat. They just love it, and on a beautiful sunny day like today, it just sets off the garden when you see that beautiful yellow. Our Geranium Brookside is still flowering, so if I bring you to this, it's flowering its head off. Geranium Brookside is one of my favourite geraniums, and this one's been cut back. It grew back, took a while to begin to flower again, but now it's flowering. We're in October and we're getting lovely flowers on the geraniums. I love geraniums. Really easy plant to grow as well. Fantastic beginner plant. So hardy geraniums as well, not the traditional pelargoniums that people call geraniums. The hardy geraniums are the way to go. Aster, this one is a beautiful one called Little Carlo, and you can see the small flowers on this, but it's just covered in these small blue flowers, and the buds are waiting to open. If you think that looks great now, another 2 weeks time, it's going to be just a mass of blue. It really is. Now this one has had the Chelsea chop. You've probably heard me mention this many times, and around the time of the Chelsea Flower Show, Paul gave it a really good cut back, and that was to create a situation where we have a lower height and smaller flowers. It's also bushed out a lot as well in comparison to what it usually does. So it's created this low growing mass of flowers simply by giving it the Chelsea chop. So on plants that you want to do that with, do the Chelsea chop. Also, Helianthus lemon queen had the same treatment. This plant would be much taller now had it have not been cut back around Chelsea time, and so it had begun to grow, chop back around Chelsea time, hence the reason it's called the Chelsea chop, and then you get that lower height and much more bushier habit. But it's worked really well on this aster, and Little Carlo is beautiful anyway, but I'd say this is the best year for it because Paul gave it that chop back. I think that looks stunning. I really do. I'm really happy with that. I'm impressed with it. I want to go on to sedums. When I mentioned that sedums I have a favourite and that Matrona isn't my favourite, Sedum Carl. This one is a low growing variety of sedum. Looks great now as we're into the autumn. Your butterflies and bees have enjoyed those glorious flowers, and I love the low growing height and the smaller, more greener foliage of this one. It's a really nice one. Pond is looking stunning. Absolutely delighted with the pond. Our resident frog keeps coming back to us. He's grown a lot. He's absolutely massive now, and he's just loving this area. He keeps coming in and out of the pond. I don't know where he's disappearing to during the day, but he's around, he's out and about. Don't know what he's doing. Hopefully we'll capture him on one of the garden tours. You'll be able to see him. Tomatoes. These are not, even though the sun's out, these are not going to really ripen outside. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to take them off during the next few weeks. At some stage, we'll take them off and we'll bring them into the house. And the best thing you can do, if you've got tomatoes now at this time of year and you're thinking, they're not ripening outside, unless you have sunny days every day and brilliant sunshine and warm temperatures, they're not going to ripen outside. You need to bring them into the house. The best thing to do, I'll show you a trick. Well, not show you, I'll tell you a little secret. You get bananas. You don't peel them or anything, you just get bananas, place them in a bowl, put the tomatoes around them and let science do its thing, and these will ripen. And you will have beautiful ripened tomatoes ready to eat on your salads or just to eat as they are sooner, rather than just leave them on the bush to spoil. Sweet peas. These were given a chop back. Because of the high winds and the rain that we had, they'd literally, because they were over the fence, they'd literally fallen forwards. So Paul gave them a cut back and they're looking good now. They're still flowering. We've still been picking them for the house. None are wasted. We bring them in. We've got some seeds forming, some seed heads forming on them. So come and look. And these, if we leave some of these on, will provide us with seed for next year. This is the time of year now where you probably want to let them go to seed, because there's a few up there as well. There's a few big ones up here as well and along, just noticed, because we want to collect that seed. But if we keep deadheading the flowers to bring them in now at this stage, we're not going to get any more flowers to collect seed from. So, and these have been a really great variety, so we're going to use these. Our Prunus nigra, our beautiful tree, the best yet. It's a memorial tree for Ben, and this is just, I'm so impressed with it. It's very, very beautiful. I love the dark foliage and the contrast that that gives to the rest of the garden. It's just so different and really is the perfect tree for a smaller space. Obviously we'll keep it in check as well. We're not going to let it grow to, it's not a massive tree this anyway, but we're not going to let it grow too big, but we want some height on it as well because it's beautiful, really is beautiful. Over here we've got Calamagrostis brachytrichia. Now brachytrichia is a great one. It's almost like a cat's tail in the way that it forms. It's like a bushy tail. I love it, absolutely love this one. It's really nice. It's a great grass. It's a great one to have in the garden. And this is the time of year now for grasses. September, October is when they are looking at their best. So when you're planting grasses and thinking, I don't know whether these are going to do anything, and in spring and summer you're thinking, oh, they look okay, but now's the time when they come into their own. You look out into the garden from the house and it's the first thing you notice, the beautiful grasses. Yes, some of the colour from some of the blooms, but it's the grasses that you notice more than anything. And on a day like today, they're just beautiful. I've noticed our papavers, or poppies, oriental poppies, the seeds are still in there. We've left these seed heads on, we've collected some and left some on the plant because they just look great. They add structure to the garden. They add something. You know, we could chop these back, what's the point? These are adding structure. You look out, you're seeing different things in the garden. You don't want to. Back in the day when people used to chop everything back this time of year, that's not a good thing. Don't forget, you've got insects hiding away, trying to overwinter, probably in some of these heads. So it's important that you leave seed heads on, you know, allow them to overwinter. All looking good. Persicaria, starting to go over. There's been some changes over here as well because we were not getting enough light to some of the plants, so Paul made some changes. We've got our beautiful Crocosmia Lucifer. Now I've been enjoying this because Crocosmia Lucifer is my favourite. He's tall, but also he provides the most gorgeous red flowers. Red's my favourite colour, but these seed heads are just truly stunning to look at and to touch as well. Paul did a video about growing Crocosmia from seed, and it was actually from this plant, and so you might want to check that out as well if you're interested. At the end of the video, go back to the link and you can watch a video on growing Crocosmia from seed. It's something that not many people do, so it's an interesting one. Everything looking great. The star of the show that started to look, because of the rain, because it was heavy rain last night, a little bit pushed forward, are Rudbeckia. And this one is a beautiful Rudbeckia. It's Rudbeckia fulgida diamii. So Rudbeckia fulgida diamii. And it's my favourite. It's really great. It looks fantastic throughout September and into October. And the best thing about it isn't these amazing flowers, which I love more than anything. It's something else. It's when these flowers go back, you lose the petals, and you end up with these beautiful black seed heads. And the birds absolutely love them during the winter time. But not only that, when it's frosty, this is the plant to have in your garden, because you want to see the frost covering these beautiful black seed heads. There is nothing like it when you come out into the garden. You've got stems, so no foliage, just these stems and these beautiful black seed heads, and they come into their own. So you've had this joy during September, October of these beautiful blooms, but then you've got something to look forward to during December and January as well. Really great plant. Verbena is doing amazing, still flowering, some going over, but look at those flowers on that. It's just lovely to have verbena flowering at this time of year. Really is so nice. Helenium Wessergold has done amazing. Really like the gorgeous yellow flowers on that. Again, we're getting those seed heads. We're getting those seed heads forming on there. And it's the same with our beautiful Echinacea magnus. So Echinacea purpurea magnus. And just look at that. Now this is one that I like to touch because it's almost like hedgehog-like. I really do like this one. But they look great. Once they lose all these leaves and you're just left with these stems and these flower heads, there's nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it. Verbena again, doing its thing. And let's not forget my favourite grass. Absolute favourite of mine. This one is Stipa tenuissima. And it looks great now. It's a low growing variety, but looks great when there's a breeze in the garden and the wind's blowing, and just that gentle, magical breeze just helps to create an amazing effect. I often talk about this, but there was a big display of it in Liverpool as you cross from Albert Dock across the main road going back to the city centre. It was like planted en masse a few years ago. I remember taking some pictures, a bit of a video clip of it, and it was just wow. When you see that blowing, Stipa tenuissima blowing in the breeze, planted en masse, that plant is amazing. We've got anemone, Honorine Jobert, and this is truly stunning. It's a nice height, and it's a beautiful anemone because at this time of year, anemones come into their own. And this white one, a white variety, provides such amazing interest. It brightens this, what can be, the sun's on it at the minute, but later on during the day it gets to be a little bit dark, just this little area behind the other side of the summer house there. And this provides it, again, white lifts a garden. It's magical. It's great to have white in the garden. The more white you can get, actually, the better. Absolutely amazing. In this area of the garden, we've got a beautiful Pennisetum. This is a low growing grass, and this is Pennisetum hamelm. So Pennisetum hamelm. Really nice variety. Again, those bottle brush kind of flowers looking great. And it's a low growing one. It's something that provides a really great burst of interest in the garden. But if you're not after height and you're after something a little bit smaller when it comes to grasses, then hamelm will be a great one for you. Noticing Teucerum here in the background. Our Teucerum is doing absolutely stunningly. I am so impressed with him. He's doing absolutely amazing. Really nice one. Been flowering throughout the summer. And I remember this we had this at the Cottage garden in Stannington, Sheffield. And literally it was growing out of the driveway in places because it's a really, can be a prolific self-seeder. It really does like to seed this one everywhere. And I just love the colour of it. The bees like it. I love the colour. And it reminds me very much of salvia in its habit, and with these flowers as well. But I do like it, and it's a really easy one to grow. I've noticed that Our Eryngium Cobalt Star has really taken over this space. A bit slow to start, but look at it. Look at how he looks as he's gone over. But look at all this fresh growth with new flower buds on. That is amazing. Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. What's amazing now, we're in October. I'm noticing gardens in the area and other places, wherever we go to. You see gardens and you just drive past or you walk past and you think there's nothing there now at this time of year. But this is an example of how you can still have things flowering throughout the season. Literally, you know, in February you can have things flowering, in summer you have things flowering, and now in October there's still so much to enjoy in the garden. And it's great as well to get yourself outside at this point and not to be tempted during the darker days, the evenings are drawing in, to stay inside. Get yourself out into the garden and just spend some time, even if you wrap up warm, unlike me today in the shirt, wrap up warm and just bring a coffee outside, bring a tea outside, just walk along, take a look at what's going on in the garden. You don't have to do anything now, just enjoy what's going on, enjoy the changes of the seasons. Right, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure to show you around the garden today. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Please click the like button, subscribe if you've not already subscribed. It's totally free. Please share our videos on social media as well. We really do like to get our message and our passion for gardening out there. So if you know anyone that's interested in gardening, send our videos to them and share them on social media as well. You can WhatsApp them as well. I sometimes do that. We've had a latest video and I WhatsApp the people that I know. Now, what I also would say as well, any comments, drop them in the comments box below. We do like hearing from you and how you're getting on in your gardens and your gardening journey. I want to say thank you so much for watching, and we will see you very, very soon on the next video, and I look forward to doing a garden tour with you soon. Take care.